the stuff that you're even tempted to do, nobody's asking you to do it. I made over $10,000 within my first year of opening this business. Don't rely on a friend group, but rely on making good friends. Don't not do stuff. Be active, be involved. People are very evil in today's day and age, and it's really unfortunate. You need to be careful with who you tell your stuff to. I've made some pretty good individual friends, and I value that more than a friend group, honestly. And the sooner after you get an assignment you complete it, your life ends up being so much better. If the business is told to more than 3, then your business is free. I had a lot of friends. Now, were they my real friends? I don't really know about that. Don't do stupid stuff. That's my biggest thing, is never leave a drink and try and pick it up and come back to it. Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I am William Aden, and today I'm going to be doing a high school advice video. This can be honestly helpful for anybody, but I know I watched videos like these whenever I was a freshman, and honestly whenever I was a sophomore as well. But with that being said, let's get into the video. So of course, I had to... If at any point in today's video you hear a sound, it's my generator. My bedroom is right next to the generator, so it makes a lot of noise. So obviously I had to whip out my laptop. Today I'm going to be giving 5 different types of advice. I've broken today's video up into categories. So for the first one, we have the first day of school. The second one, we have friends. For the third one, we have schoolwork. For the fourth one, we have parties. And then for the fifth one, we have working and like getting a job. And then for the sixth one, we have doing activities. And then for the 7th one, we have being yourself. So there's going to be 7 different topics in today's video about the general advice that I have for each category. For some categories, I really went in because I know for some of y'all, those are things that you might value and you might care about more. And those are the things that you might be thinking about more. Whenever you're going into high school for the first time, I'm assuming that schoolwork isn't going to be all the way up here and then everything else is down here for your priorities. Naturally, you're going to have questions about a bunch of different things. But with that being said, let's get into it. For the first day of school, I think that number 1, this is a day that you want to feel comfortable. I'd say at least 2 days before you go to school, try and get yourself into a routine of waking up at a decent time. I'm not saying waking up at the exact time that your school starts, but that could help. But waking up early enough, doing your routine, making sure that you have enough time, and that helps you know how much time you really need to get ready, especially for your first day of school, so that you're not late. Number 2, have a good outfit. Oh my goodness. For first day of school, you want to wear an outfit that you feel good in. And I'm not saying that you should wear what everybody else is wearing, but wear an outfit that makes you feel good. If I were to go back to high school and do my first day of school again, I would do a nice pair of jeans. I'd probably wear like a pair of new shoes that I bought for school. And I'd wear some sort of comfortable t-shirt. You could do a jacket if your school is colder. For me, I live in Texas, it's super hot about this time. I just rode my bike outside and it was literally, I'm not even joking, 100 degrees. I couldn't do anything more than a basic t-shirt on the first day of school. Number 2, I'd say pick a really good seat in class. I think that whenever you're coming in on your first day of school, no matter what class you're in, you want to pick a good seat because A, teachers might tell you after the class is over that the seat that you sat in is your assigned seat for the rest of the class. Or it might be the unspoken rule that because I sat in the seat the first day of class, then these are the people that I'm going to have to sit with for the entire year. I had a lot of classes in high school that were like that, and I think that's just something to keep in mind. You also want to make sure that you're sitting close enough to the teacher to the point where they recognize you as a familiar face, but you also don't want to sit too close to your teacher, because if you're going to be distracted, you'd probably be one of the first people to be caught. That could be a good or a bad thing, but I know that sometimes life happens and you have to attend to some stuff. The next thing I'd say that kind of goes along with that is get to know your teachers the first day, introduce yourself. I think that students who introduce themselves and actually make a point to like have a good relationship with their teachers end up doing a lot better than other students, and I'll get into that a little bit later. Also, something that I feel like was really useful for me is asking people to go to lunch earlier on in the day. I feel like knowing who I'm sitting with at lunch helps make a less stressful day, and these can be the people that you end up sitting with for the whole week or your first couple weeks at school. For me, they kind of let us go anywhere on campus during our lunchtime, and we also had an hour lunchtime. I think that was just a private school thing, but I know that there's some public schools who do it, but not all of them are like that. Knowing where you're gonna sit at for lunch can be a lot helpful because you're not stressing out, oh my gosh, in addition to meeting all these people and doing all this stuff, now I have to like figure out who I'm sitting with at lunch. I think either knowing that ahead of time or at least asking people earlier on in the day will be helpful. Also, I think people will be more likely to say yes because it's the first day of school, and especially if you're coming in as a freshman, everybody's nervous. Every single person is nervous. They're scared for their first day. They just want somebody to be able to click up with and have a good first day of school with. Now we're gonna get into friends. This is a really big part of this video. It's something that I struggled with in high school. It's something that I learned a lot from in high school. And I think that I just have so much to say about this. I want to tell you this right now. Pay attention when I say this. Friend groups, to me, are the most BS thing in high school. Whenever you get to high school, and especially whenever I got to high school, there were so many people who said that the friend group that you have your freshman year is not going to be the same as your senior year. That is true. I don't know a single friend group who stayed perfectly intact all 4 years of high school. However, what I also will say is that no friend group is permanent. There is always something that somebody can do to get themselves dropped or removed from a friend group, and that person could be you. One day, your friends could just wake up and decide that they don't really like you, and then you're booted from the friend group. And this has happened to so many of my friends. Don't rely on a friend group, but rely on making good friends. And sometimes a friend group comes along with that. If you have a really good group of people, sometimes those people will formulate together and you guys can make an awesome friend group. Sometimes you'll just have your own individual friends in different social circles, and both things are okay. Don't rely on a friend group for your happiness in high school because friend groups are so volatile and they are so impermanent. Next thing, whenever it comes to making friends, I want you all to realize people are so fake. People are fake. There's always somebody who is willing to tell your business. People always love stuff to talk about. If a conversation is going dry, that's how some people will take something that you told them in confidence and be like, oh, I heard this, or so-and-so told me this. That's just how it is. People are very evil in today's day and age, and it's really unfortunate. But at the same time, we have to realize this and we have to move on. For me, whenever I had a big piece of information that I was sitting on or I needed advice about something, especially by the end of my senior year, I didn't really tend to share those things with people at my school. I'd share it with my friends who weren't on campus, who went to other schools, because those are people who are more reliable, less likely to switch up on you, and it's less of a liability. I tell you something right now, if the business is told to more than 3, then your business is free. I'm telling you right now, you cannot go telling more than 3 people, specifically 3 people at your school, your business, because your business is going to be found out by everybody. I was going through this like mental breakdown my senior year, and there was something that I was really struggling with, and I told a lot of people about it, and that just became grade red knowledge. A lot of people knew what was going on in my personal life, and it was not the best thing. So something that I learned from that is, if you don't want a lot of people finding out your stuff, especially if you go to a smaller school like I did, smaller private school for that matter, you do not want to be telling your business to other people, because those people will switch up on you. I know you think it might not happen to you. It might take 3 months. In my situation, it took 8 months for someone who I thought was one of my best friends to switch up on me and to tell my business, but it happened. And it can happen to you too. No matter how long you think you've known the person, how good of friends y'all think y'all are, all the secrets you've shared, you need to be careful with who you tell your stuff to. Also, I want to say lastly, for the friends thing, if you don't have a friend group, like I was talking about before, that's okay. I didn't really have a friend group in high school. That doesn't mean I didn't have friends. I had a lot of friends in high school, and I don't say that to be cocky or anything. I had a lot of friends. Now, were they my real friends? I don't really know about that. I did have a lot of friends because I put myself out there. I also did a lot of extracurricular activities, so that allowed me to introduce myself to more people, and I really just tried to be myself. During my senior year and junior year, that's whenever I started to pursue things that I was passionate about, and I started to like really be myself, and that's what allowed me to be friends with people. And so I'd say number 1, if you want to make friends in high school, just be yourself. Being yourself will get you genuine friends, and that will allow you to have such great experiences. But also, if you don't have a friend group, that's okay. I didn't have a friend group. It did make it hard for a lot of stuff. There were a lot of different events that were kind of friend group oriented, and so people would be invited based off of their friend group. Some parties were like that, but also whenever it came to certain events and certain gatherings and birthday parties and things like that, certain people would be excluded simply because of who their friend group were. And because I didn't have a friend group, I wasn't excluded. If somebody doesn't like someone from your friend group, then oftentimes your whole friend group might have been associated with it, but that didn't happen to me. So that's kind of like one of the pros and one of the benefits of not having a friend group. But if you don't have one, that's okay. And I've made some pretty good individual friends, and I value that more than a friend group, honestly. Friend groups can be kind of hard to keep up with. Next thing, schoolwork. So this part, I never have really struggled with being told that I have to do my work or having a bunch of missing assignments. I think the only time where I had a large influx of like missing assignments was over the pandemic, but everybody did at my school. We just turned in all of our stuff pretty late. Staying on top of your work can be really simple. One thing that I find really helpful is I had a lot of free time. Having an hour lunch at my school helped with certain things. So instead of spending that whole time to like talk to my friends and just eat, I would maybe spend some of that time, working. Maybe the last 20 minutes of lunch can be like you doing a homework assignment. And the sooner after you get an assignment you complete it, your life ends up being so much better. Freshman year is probably your easiest year of high school. And for me, I just was really on top of my stuff, and I ended up having a lot of free time. I was able to hang out with my friends on the weekends. I don't think I ever really had a lot of homework on the weekends, and if I did, I was able to do them either Saturday morning or Sunday afternoon. So I'd say just really stay on top of your work. Make a calendar, make a schedule, get a planner. I get a planner every year. I think having a physical planner will help you get stuff off. Checking stuff off at the end of the day is so rewarding. I highly recommend getting a planner. If you finish your homework early, your weekends are free, you have all this extra free time. I kind of touched on this earlier, but parties. So number one, you will probably go to a party in high school. If I'm being honest, if you're watching this video, you probably will end up at a party of some capacity in high school. You might not intentionally go, but I've been to so many parties that started off as a birthday party and a bunch of people ended up coming after, and it turned into an actual party. I think that parties are a great thing. They're a great way to get to know other people. Whenever I was running for leadership positions at school, part of the reason why I was able to get some of the stuff that I did is because it was a voting in type of situation, and I had to be voted into these positions. And part of how I met other people was, yes, being involved at school, but also having a social life outside of school and going to parties. And with going to parties can open up a lot of negative things. Number one, if you're ever at a party, especially at a party where you're holding a drink, no matter what the drink is, you need to be careful, especially if there happens to be people of both gender at this party. If you ever have a drink, whether that's a water, whatever it is, if you ever had to have a drink at a party or any sort of gathering where people aren't in their traditional state of mind, or they might be trying to do something that they're not supposed to, never leave a drink and try and pick it up and come back to it. If you've left your drink on the table, go get yourself a new one from a reliable source, from a reliable place, something that it hasn't been opened or altered ahead of time. That's number one for your safety. Never do anything because your friends are doing it or because you're feeling peer pressured. Do something because you genuinely want to. Don't do stupid stuff. That's my biggest thing, is sometimes whenever we go out with our friends, you might be tempted to do stupid stuff, and sometimes the stuff that you're even tempted to do, nobody's asking you to do it. You're just trying to show off in front of people because you're out, and that makes no sense to me. I hate it whenever somebody tries to show up or show out just because, oh, we're all outside and all this stuff, haha, kiki, ha. No, sometimes it's okay to calm down. It's okay. Just be safe whenever you're going out to parties. I don't think parties are a bad thing. I think parties are great. I don't think every single type of party is a good party. So keep that in mind. If you feel like the vibes are not there, if you feel like something is off, I'd say leave, because you would never want to be dragged into something. God forbid the police show up to a party and you're dragged into something that you were not a part of simply because you were there, just because you were in attendance. If you feel like you should leave, then leave. Next thing, working. This is going to be very brief. I had 3 jobs in high school at different times. Well, not all at different times actually, but I had, number 1, I was a retail sales associate at a men's store in Houston, and so that was really great. I got paid $12 an hour. The minimum wage in Texas is $7.25, I believe, so that was a great paying job for my situation. I also had a business, and I still have it, called Signs by William, where I paint banners for people. This is where I made my money. If you can start a business and you have a business idea that you think will go viral or do really well where you're from, oh my gosh, start it. You guys, I made over $10,000 within my first year of opening this business. I would never look back. There have been several weeks where I made $1,000 just by painting banners for people, charging people late fees whenever they're ordering from you last minute. Yeah, I made a lot of money from that. And then lastly, I had an internship, which was home design. This was featured in my last vlog, but I also interned there during the school year in January of this year. So that was really fun. But what I'd say is definitely get a job. Definitely, if you can and if your schedule allows for it and your parents are actually allowing you to do it, get a job. Number 1, your parents will thank you. It helps lighten up the load, especially if you're in a household where maybe you are more financially dependent on your parents, or maybe your parents just don't really have it right now. I think that getting a job can really be helpful. You can help pay for some of your own stuff. Whenever you're going out with your friends or hanging out with them, you can pay for stuff and you actually, can do things more. You can buy birthday gifts for people. You can buy clothes whenever you want instead of just waiting till like back to school or Christmas or whatever. I'd say just getting a job really helps. If you can do it and your schedule allows for it, great. Also, it can look really good for colleges, especially if it's related to your major. If you can get a job that's paying, well, double whammy. The second to last thing is extracurriculars. So for extracurriculars, that can be anything. Extracurriculars can be playing chess, how many books you read in a week, your hobbies, anything. But extracurriculars for me, since I have always loved business and entrepreneurship, I wanted to make sure that my extracurriculars were kind of geared towards that. I also wanted to join extracurriculars that reflected my personal values and my personality. So something that I really conveyed in my college application process is how much I really care about self-expression and how much I really care about forming connections with other people. So for things that I did for business, obviously I had those jobs. I started my own business. I was part of an investment club at my school and I was a manager for that. I also took business classes at my school. In terms of other things, I was a peer mentor leader at my school, and so we planned a freshman retreat for the incoming freshmen, for them to be able to just like meet other freshmen and for them to like kind of get adjusted to high school. We planned a bunch of different like small events for them, which was really nice, and we took them to like this ranch and we stayed there for a weekend, which was really fun. So as a peer mentor leader, I wasn't just guiding the freshmen like the regular peer mentors, but I actually helped plan the retreat, which was really fun. That's something that I really care about. I came into my private school new. It was a K through 12. I came in new in 9th grade, so things like that really helped me, and it was kind of a full circle moment. I really strove for self-expression and for the freshmen to be able to express themselves freely. I also was the president of the kids meals club at my school, so we decorated bags every week to be sent to a food shelter, and then they'd put food inside of it for kids who were hungry, and I really enjoyed doing that. I'm a very creative and artsy person, so that was really fun. So just choosing extracurriculars that like model your personality, who you are, but also are intentional. You don't want to just do something because it looks good on your resume. Don't not do stuff. Be active, be involved, be mindful of your resume, but don't let that be the driving force behind everything that you do. The last thing I'd say is just be yourself. Be yourself. In this world, I feel like it's so easy to just conform to what everybody wants us to do what everybody wants us to do what we think are the expectations. But in high school, those are your developmental years that sets you up for college or for your future career, whatever it is that you want to do after high school. Stay true to your identity, who you are, where you come from, and you don't have to let where you come from define you. but you also want to carry that with you and not forget who you are. People may hate on you because you're doing something different. For me, whenever I did social media a little bit in high school, I got really made fun of for it. But with that being said, you can't let that define you. A lot of people, whenever they hate on you, it's either because they don't understand you or because they can't see what you're doing long term and they can't see that you're actually trying to build something of yourself. Those people, 9 times out of 10, aren't doing stuff for themselves. Whenever other people hate, or even whenever we hate, that's a projection of where we are in life, and you don't want to be that hater, hating on somebody else's success or hating on somebody for being themselves. I'd also say never be afraid to express yourself, do things that matter to you and that you value, but also don't ever let your self-expression shame or belittle others. I don't know, maybe that could be like some of your views on life or the world around us. You never want to like express something that is belittling or attacking another person, but you still want to stay true to yourself. Just never ever let anybody make you feel lesser than, whether that be because of what you look like, how you act, who you are, where you come from. In high school, it can be really easy to forget all of those things, but you never want to lose it. But that is it for my video. I really enjoyed making this video. I tried to kind of give all the advice that I could, but if you have any questions about any of the things that I said, or if you have anything that I didn't answer or I didn't talk about, leave a comment below asking me the question and I will do my best to respond to them. Feel free to DM me on Instagram or TikTok, and I can't wait to post all the back to school content. I'm super excited for it. Make sure you follow my socials at William Aden, and if you haven't, please like and subscribe. And if you made it this far into the video, comment the books emoji for school. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Bye.